So the clips you're about to watch were recorded about a week ago. It's been a while. It's been tough getting to actually edit those videos, but it was from a dyno session where we dyno took us. So we had Alistair's K24 swapped Honda Fit. It's a bone stock K24 with just the 50-degree VTC, and it's running on a Haltech Elite ECU. And we were basically trying to give it a shakedown on the dyno and trying to confirm that VTEC doesn't work, because we tried doing a couple minutes of road tuning just before the dyno and it didn't sound like it was working. It definitely did not feel like VTEC was working, so we confirmed that on the dyno. And of course, after that we did Judas. So just putting some context on what you're about to watch.
What you doing?
Putting in some keys to try something so we can get some outcomes. So we're just trying, I just put in some settings to get VTEC hopefully working on the K24. So far it seems like it's not.
Because I said, the first answer you may say, you've been as big as possible because you're not wasting your time on me.
at that point, next up, what I noticed is the dyno numbers were a bit off. So it had a correction factor of about 1.22. So for the most part, what we usually see on the dyno popping up is the crank horsepower numbers, horsepower of the crank. But generally it made around 175 wheel horsepower, which after the first run or two I confirmed VTEC was not working, so that was a bit high. K series does not make 170 something odd horsepower with without VTEC. So on the last run it actually bumped up to, I think I would say maybe almost 200 wheel without VTEC, so I automatically knew something. Well, my spidey sense went up. So we were just, myself, Craig, and I, we were just trying to troubleshoot what exactly was happening. And for the most part, we're not sure if it was just a software glitch for the night, hardware glitch or whatever. But the correction factor you there was talking about is the dyno taking into consideration the room temperature, humidity, and air pressure, and all of that was just giving some weird numbers. I think on that last pool it actually showed that the room temperature was around 120 something degrees Fahrenheit, which is actually 50 something degrees Celsius, and it was like 10 at night, so that was off by about 20 degrees Celsius, so roughly about 40 or so degrees Fahrenheit. So we were just trying to troubleshoot that. So what we ended up doing after that is just we turned off the correction factor since it was just not behaving properly. We hope to troubleshoot that later on. And then we just did the raw numbers, so the uncorrected numbers, and the car ended up putting about 145 wheel horsepower, which is fairly expected for a K24, stock K24 without VTEC working. About 145 horsepower to the wheels. Check the Craig, the correction factor change.
That correction. What correction factor change?
You see 1.22, 1.27, and it went up to 1.68.
Yeah, but that happens automatically.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. But what happened there? The temperature is way higher.
Yeah.
So the correction factor is up. That's without the correction factors.
Yeah, so, alright.
It's on none right now. But that's it without no correction factors. That's all 3 runs there. You look at it, that is the last 2 runs. The green run is the last one it is. So the green one is the last, is no correction factor.
So, 2 things I see now, Alistair. I do the VTEC not working.
Yeah. That VTEC is okay.
The VTEC not working. You know what I mean? And then that's why it goes diving, and that's why we're down 140 something. So the VTEC, you're not hearing the crossover to the high cam, and then and you see top and everything falling off. That is the exhaust and the VTEC.
Right.
So we have to troubleshoot that. But I mean, 140 without VTEC, so still a good starting point.
Yep.
No, we sort out everything, don't worry, we'll go.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Alright.
I don't think so.
But
because it's still have to come back.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, the humidity went up 3%. Okay. Well, 2% and the correction factor will have compensated for that.
We'll take it off. So on my car, we'll just do it without the correction factor.
I will try and
I wish to get one run without it to see what happens.
I can try and take it off and upgrade the system so we start go using.
Yeah, well, in this case, because you can do that once you take it off. Because in your thing, your run numbers is nothing on the 20%.
Hold on, I can do it here. Because
Finally. How are you feeling?
And it's Judas, very nervous.
This is the betrayer go betray.
We'll soon find out.
You look excited though.
Yeah. A lot of time, a lot of headache, a lot of effort to get to that point.
How many days you didn't sleep for it? For Judas to come here?
All three.
You're running on fumes.
Yeah. Judas doing Judas things. If you feel Judas will let you have a good night and see everything. But,
Judas started the night very well. Huh?
yeah, it started the night well.
It's true. Judas go surprise you, don't worry.
As if you know the exact close when you are something.
You did some boost on your backside, definitely.
How did Judas do?
Judas did not disappoint. Judas was Judas.
What Judas
Alright,
do?
so the last run here, we had that major breakup here around 52-ish 100 RPM. And I checked the log, showed lean, misfire always wins. So boost, everything was looking good after that, so you can see we picked up, but then we stopped the run about 6800 RPM. So we went to investigate the plugs, and just before that run, well, 2 runs before, we threw in some BK R70s that we got super cheap. This one is busted, I think. Cylinder 1 broke inside of the head. I'm not sure which cylinder is good, but only one of them is good. But this one is split again. So 3 out of 4 plugs split. So now Judas is leaving the dyno, not under its own power, but under the power of a wrecker. So it's, what time is it now? 11? Almost midnight. So now's the time to actually work on Judas now. So, bittersweet. It was making decent power, but then Judas.
Can the thumbnail be Judas go living on the wrecker?
Maybe. But let's go over. The man who made it possible, Craig. Thanks for the hospitality as always. HP Factory.
Anytime.
Yeah, but Judas is Judas.
Judas is Judas. Judas is Judas.
Yeah, but I mean, it could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, I mean,
Broken spark plugs, leaky seals. I mean, that's a good
started
night.
making some. I mean, we already started making good power.
Yeah.
From about 5, 4, 9, 4, 8. It was already above.
Yeah.
No, before that. Before the breakup.
Oh yeah, it was already
It was
above.
already above.
Yeah, so that would have carried over.
Yeah, it was already above then, so
Yeah.
we would have made some good
Yeah,
power.
get around where I noticed that it's a bit of a lazy turbo, so it comes on somewhere around 45-ish. I mean, China's special, but yeah, it will have made a nice power back. But in the end, it is what it is.
It was.
Yeah.
It made. For me, it was impressive at least.
Yeah.
So, for the 2 points, that's it.
I don't like the name Judas, it should be named Xavier.
It shouldn't be named Judas, it should be Xavier. Why?
Yes, it's better.
Alright.
So in the end, after the seal broke and everything, we cleaned up as you would have seen, cleaned up the spark plug tubes because the seal was leaking and throwing oil all over the plugs. The last set of plugs ended up breaking, so that we just decided to call it a night. After that, I had a friend who lived nearby who has a tow truck, wrecker, whatever you want to call it. So we just decided we're not going to work on the car. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning at that time, so we just towed the car out of the dyno. Regards to the final numbers the car put down with the correction factors, which we suspected were acting up on the night. The car actually made 359 wheel, which I don't think it was correct. That was on 15 pounds of boost, and uncorrected, I believe it was 250 or so wheel, if I remember, 250-ish wheel horsepower, which I believe is correct. Since the dyno, I've found a couple things which definitely hurt the power of the car. It's definitely 250 is a lot lower than the car should be making on 15 pounds, so definitely had some issues. So I already found one major issue, but you guys are just gonna have to watch the next video to find out what that was. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the content, and if you did, leave a comment or something or whatever. Yeah, so it was a fun night, so catch you guys later. But I'm just gonna put in some clips, loading the car onto the tow truck, the wreck, or whatever you wanna call it, and my son just grilling me over the car brake, or my son and my wife. So enjoy. Later, guys.
Oh, he's trying to drive the car up.
What was that? Drive of shame.
Drive of shame. He's currently going up it with a lot of shame.
Hold the brake.
As you can see, his mouth is straight. So
I'm coming through you again.
it's coming out. Really? It's coming out. Oh, it's going. It's going as slow as his shame. His shame will be as slow as this in the future. He goes over the chain. I hope his tire doesn't pop.
Look a little bit to your right.